Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Tea and Pups. So in today's really quick and short video, I'm going to be talking about the essentials that you need to own and have a dog. And when I say essentials, I mean the bare necessities to have a dog. Literally bare necessities. When I say that, it's so hard not to break out into song. Bare necessities. Okay, anyways, let's get into it. Number one, of course, just like humans and other animals, dogs have to eat. Dogs gotta eat. So that means you need to have some food. Ta-da! Now, mind you, this is a 35-pound bag of dog food. Not all dogs are going to need this huge of a bag, but we have medium to large size dogs. They eat a lot of food, so for us it's more economical to buy a big bag of dog food. And when it comes to dog food can pretty much be found any and everywhere. I mean, grocery stores, department stores, even like warehouse stores. Sometimes you could probably even find like a small bag of dog food at a convenience store or a truck stop. Oftentimes, like, people travel with their pets. Truckers have dogs on the road with them, and so you can even find dog food in those places. Dog food does come in a wide variety. There are different types of food for different types of things. They have foods based on the life stage of a dog or a puppy. They have foods based on weight management. They have foods based on medical conditions as well as intolerances. I do encourage you to work with your vet and kind of like figure out what works for you, your dog, and your budget, and go from there. All right. Number two, of course, if you have dog food, you're going to need something to put it in. Dogs need food bowls and water bowls. Boom. So these are the food bowls and dog bowls that we actually use. I do prefer stainless steel simply because they're super durable. They last a very long time. And honestly, they've just been reliable. But you can get food and water bowls in different types of materials like glass, porcelain, as well as plastic. I just prefer these because they're super durable and they last a very long time. Just to give a little bit more context around this one. So this is actually a feed pail. I purchased this a while back because we had a foster dog who liked to flip her dog bowls over. And so, of course, you get tired of cleaning up water and food everywhere. So I brought these, which hook onto the crate, and it's a lot more secure than just having a water or a food bowl in the crate. Number three, collars. So, of course, you need a dog collar, and this is mostly just to keep your dog secure and within your possession. These come in a wide variety as well. You can pretty much find collars at grocery stores, department stores, pet stores, even like those stores, like, what are they called? Like hardware stores sometimes even have like dog supplies. You can even find those there. I actually purchased both of these from Lupine Pets. They've lasted a very long time, which is why I really love Lupine. They also have a warranty or a guarantee on their products, which I really love. And so I've pretty much always gotten my collars from them. But you know, another cool place that you can find collars and leashes, Etsy. And that's a great way to even support small businesses. Collars come in a wide variety. You can get like the material that I have, you can get leather. There are a bunch of different materials, probably even like recycled, and a bunch of different designs as well. That's a way for you to really like get, customizable and do cool things with your dog. And if you're gonna have a collar, you're going to need a leash. So, ta-da! This is another essential that you're going to need to have to own and have a dog. It is a leash. For the most part, when you take your dog out in public, your dog is going to need to be leashed. There are areas and places that, of course, you can go off leash, but I do encourage you to purchase a leash because for the most part, your dog is going to need to be leashed. There are places like dog parks and sometimes like pet-friendly restaurants and things like that that have like a play area for dogs where they won't have to be leashed. But for the most part, especially in America, your dog will need to be leashed. When it comes to leashes, you can pretty much get them anywhere as well. They come in a wide variety of designs. colors, materials, all of that, even like the format of the leashes. See, these are just like regular, like, you know, holding leashes, but they have leashes like slip leashes, which are really like leashes that help secure the dog without necessarily having a collar. There are shorter leashes. These are about 6 feet to 7 feet long, but there are leashes that are a little bit shorter for people who may be shorter. There are also like retractable leashes and things like that. Okay, another essential, and this is more so for the enrichment and stimulation of the dog, toys. So really, toys are everywhere. You can even buy like tennis balls, and those can be toys for your dogs. The thing about toys, though, is that you really have to know your dog and know its behaviors. So, for example, stuffed animals. These do not last with all dogs. There are some dogs that will see a stuffed animal and immediately destroy it, and you will have foam and fuzz all over wherever. See, look, his bow just fell off because the dog ripped that off. And so I do encourage you to really get toys that really suit your dog. If you don't feel like cleaning up fuzz all day, don't buy stuffed animals. Like, they're cute and it's like a great toy, but like at the end of the day, your dog's gonna destroy it and then they won't play with it anymore. And when it comes to dogs like that, or really just these toys are good for any dog actually. I do encourage you to get like more enriching toys. So this is a puzzle. This is something that I purchased for one of our puppies a while back because I wanted to give them something to really stimulate them mentally and emotionally. So that's why I brought the puzzle, and it really did a good job of keeping them occupied for a period of time. When it comes to these, they do come in a wide variety as well based off difficulty levels. So I think this is like a level 2. It's not that hard. Our dogs actually finished this puzzle very, very quickly, and they're awaiting the next activity. But definitely check that out. Petco and PetSmart have a large variety of these. I believe that's where I purchased this one, which is, I believe, by Nina Ottison. And I think it's the Outward Hound brand. I'll be sure to link that so y'all can have that in the description box. MVP toy. Absolute MVP. This is a Kong. It is a well-used, well-loved Kong. These are really good to keep dogs mentally and physically stimulated. And what you normally do is you fill this little hole with all types of goodies. So you might put yogurt, you might put peanut butter, and then you'll put some treats or some meat or cheese or whatever in there. And you can freeze it to make it last a little bit longer. And this will keep your dog occupied for a good bit of time. Another good place to really find, if you're interested in buying some of these toys, but you don't want to spend a fortune on them, check out Facebook Marketplace. That is a great place that people actually sell a lot of dog supplies. And I can guarantee you will find dog toys on Facebook Marketplace. If you want to check other places, Petco, PetSmart, Chewy, Pet Supplies Plus. We have a store here called Hollywood Feed, grocery stores, dollar stores, pretty much everywhere, okay? Alrighty, here's another essential that you need to have. A dog bed. Okay, this dog bed is huge because we have big dogs. So it's fairly hard to see the full dog bed. And I believe it's about 4 or 5 feet long. But I do encourage you to purchase a dog bed for your dog. This bed is actually from Fur Haven. I'm a big fan of their products. I believe that they have very high quality dog beds, and I purchased 2 of them already. This bed specifically, as you can see, it has bolsters. This is an orthopedic dog bed. These are really good for older dogs who may develop hip dysplasia or just problems with their joints. And so this bed gives them a little bit more elevation for not only their head, but their entire body. So it's not like they're having to get up off like the flat floor. And while I'm holding tall things, another essential that's important to have is actually, it's heavy, a dog crate. I know some people don't agree with having dog crates, but I've pretty much always used a dog crate. I think dog crates do a fantastic job of keeping your dog safe. keeping them from eating things that they shouldn't be eating or destroying things that they shouldn't be destroying. It's also a really great way to potty train them. And so when it comes to crate training and potty training with the crate, you just have to be responsible. You have to make sure you're not leaving your dog in the crate 24/7. You have to give them mental and physical stimulation while they're in the crate and make sure they have access to food and water while they're in the crate. I'm out of breath from holding this. This is a pretty big crate as well. Okay, now let's finish up with the essentials. Another essential that you need to have, especially if you take your dog out for walks in public, poop bags. So these can be bought pretty much for the most part at pet stores, as well as places like Walmart, Target, things like that, grocery stores, even places like Ross. And that's another, I would say another good resource for some of these things, Ross. I've been in Ross and they've had a lot of dog stuff. Toys, food, treats, beds. I don't know if I've ever seen a crate there. They'll have shampoo, they have collars, leashes, pretty much almost everything that you need that I'm listing out in this video will be at Ross. So definitely check them out. Ross, Marshalls, places like that. But anyways, poop bags. These aren't actually poop bags, but I technically like to reuse grocery bags and produce bags. So these are specifically produce bags. So anytime I go to the store or my boyfriend goes to the store and buys something and puts them in produce bags, I actually keep these. And when I take the dogs on a walk, I bring these with me and I pick up their poop that way. And to me, it just feels better because I'm reusing something that would have just went straight to the landfill instead of going out and buying brand new poop bags for the sake of picking up poop. Just use some grocery bags and produce bags. Another dog essential, preventatives. So dogs need preventatives, specifically heartworm preventatives, as well as flea and tick preventatives. These are given on like a monthly basis, or really it just depends on what type of preventative you're using. I actually prefer to use HeartGuard. I give this chewable to them once a month, but there are different forms of prevention that you can buy. These almost always have to be purchased with a prescription. So I actually get these and I get a year's supply. Anytime I get a heartworm test, I then go ahead and buy at least a year's supply of preventative so that they get, I can get the biggest discount, but also to just making sure I have coverage for the entire year. It's also important to get flea and tick prevention. And so that comes in a bunch of different forms as well. I encourage you once again to kind of like work with your vet, see what works best for you, your dog, and your budget. Alrighty. And for the very last essential that I'm going to talk about, grooming supplies. So when it comes to grooming supplies, we actually do have a good bit of stuff. Shampoo is always a always a must have. So it really just depends on what shampoo works best for you. They have different forms of shampoos as well. This is a flea and tick shampoo. This one is a shed control shampoo. There are shampoos for dogs with sensitive skin. It's really just about what works and what's needed. A nail clipper. Honestly, when it comes to nail clipping, be very careful. You have to be very careful about cutting nails because there's a part of a dog's nail that's called the quick. If you cut into the quick, a dog will bleed and experience a lot of pain, and I can guarantee you that dog will be traumatized. And the problem with that is that sometimes dogs can be traumatized for an entire lifetime when it comes to nail clipping. Like, all it takes is that one time for them to bleed and be in pain from you cutting too deep into their quick, and they will hate dog clippings moving forward. So definitely be careful about using a nail clipper. Maybe watch some YouTube videos, or maybe even the first few trimmings, like you go to a professional to get that done, just for the safety of your dog and to prevent them from having issues with nail clippings in the future. All right, still part of the grooming supplies. But I do encourage you to get like brushes. These brushes and combs to like catch shed hair. For the most part, we typically brush and comb our dogs after we wash them. So this is something I actually use, and you can see it's very well used, as well as this one. So whenever we wash them, we actually take these and we kind of like wipe against their coat and catch all the shed hair. And so, yeah, that's another thing I would purchase or look for on Marketplace as a part of grooming supplies. And that concludes all of the things that I consider the bare necessities and essentials for having a dog. I do encourage you to really get out there, do your research, shop around, look at places like Marketplace, even check out local thrift stores that often have toys and dog crates and things like that, just so you can ensure your dog has what they need and you're able to afford it and be able to supply them with it. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.